All right, hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny Jaguar, and you are now in the Jaguar's Den. This space is dedicated to anyone on a path of deep healing, intuitive awakening, and overcoming karmic cycles or toxic habits that seem damn near impossible to break free from. Now, I am going to be doing a shadow work reading for my Leos. Is it Leos? Yes, for my Leos today. And I don't know. This is a brand new channel. This is a brand new reading type. So I am going to try something different because I don't know. These videos are so long. 45 minutes isn't long, but I'm going to try to make it shorter. So whatever. If you watch the other ones and you prefer the longer version, just let me know in the comments. So yeah. But all right, hold on, wait, let me just let me shuffle a little bit more. Let me ask a question first. Holy Spirit, can you give me the current issues that my Leo placements are experiencing in their relationships that they are currently being asked to address? Leo placements. What issues are my Leo placements currently being asked to heal in their relationships right now? Ooh. Okay. So, card at the bottom of the deck is overreacting, flooded, panic, past echo. So maybe all of these issues that we're about to talk about are going to be an echo of you overreacting. Now, before I get started, please remember this is a shadow work reading. So the things I'm going to talk about in this reading may be triggering, okay? But hopefully the people who are watching this channel have enough emotional intelligence to know how to be triggered and to heal from those things. If you need help, I do have another channel, Jenny Jaguar TSP, where I talk a lot about emotional regulation, emotional intelligence, healing, and just healing from toxic relationships in general. There is a bunch of information in there. Okay. So, links in the description box, be sure to check that out. And there is also a shadow work freebie that will help you take the information in this reading and actually do shadow work that will help you heal. Okay. But if you really want these emotions to come out of your body, you will have to do movement exercises as well. And I do have links to services and resources that can help you incorporate mind, body, spirit practices to fully heal and recover from shadow work, even if you have a busy life or schedule. Okay, so just look at the description box. But anywho, yeah, if you're triggered, good, heal from it. Now, some of these cards came in reverse. Let me just confirm whether I'm supposed to keep them in reverse. Are these supposed to be in reverse? Embrace as much to term. No, yes, you won't find a better time in now. Okay, since these are 3 different cards, yes, this is supposed to be reversed. Okay. No, this is not supposed to be reversed. Okay. And then, yes, you won't find a better time. This is supposed to be reversed. All right. Ooh. Okay. So, card at the bottom of my yes and no deck is allow this moment to occur. So, yeah, maybe whatever is happening in this reading or happening in your life right now is supposed to be happening. And the issues that came up in your relationships triggered came in reverse, my Leos. So yay. So body pain, body, instant reaction, unconscious loop. So maybe you are overcoming whatever trigger you are dealing with in your past when it comes to your relationships. But what you are currently dealing with is emotional blackout, which is shock, freeze response, internal collapse. So maybe you're no longer triggered by the things that are happening. Maybe you're like, maybe the things that are happening at work are no longer surprising. Maybe you have become emotionally numb because of not work, but in relationships, but you become emotionally numb because of, maybe this is happening in work. I don't know, but you're becoming emotionally numb in your relationships because the things that are happening, it's been happening for so long. So you're just like, I'm not even surprised anymore. Like this, ugh. So yeah, but I don't know. Maybe you're starting to get, with the next card being never enough in reverse. What is it? Chronic striving, self-doubt, fear of failure. Now it's like, you are enough. And maybe you're shutting yourself out to certain people. Maybe you've been like hurt by so many people in your past before that now when somebody does something to you that is similar, you now just write them off. It's just like, okay, you're just like everybody else. Whoop-de-doo. And I don't know. Take what resonates. But whatever it is, you do know whatever had you in an emotional blackout before, whatever triggered you before, you now understand that it is not because you're not enough. And so I'm thinking your emotional blackout is because of another reason. As far as healing, the last card that came out was healing bypass. It says impatient, spiritual bypass, quick fix. So maybe now with your relationships, yeah, so this guy is like frustrated. So maybe whatever it is you're doing in your relationships, you're just trying to like hurry up and rush to something else. It's like, okay, this isn't working. Let me see what else works. Let me find another quick fix. This person's interesting. Let me go to them. Or I don't know, this relationship isn't working. Let me entertain myself this way, or let me start ignoring them and focus on myself. Okay. All right. So, Holy Spirit, do you have any advice for my Leo placements who may be dealing with these issues in their relationships? Why don't you want to say at work? Anything else? Okay, expand is at the bottom of the deck. It says you're being asked to expand. You live in a huge world with endless possibilities, and staying safe in the known is no longer working for you. Yeah, it's time to make your world just a little bit bigger. It's time to imagine the possibilities and go for them. All right, so what triggered in the verse, the advice for you is you being asked to ground yourself. You've been spending too much time in your head, and it's time to pay attention to your body and to the earth. So go outside and plant your feet in the ground and enjoy the centering feeling this brings. So yeah, maybe you are dealing with like some emotional numbing, like you just, with the overreacting. So instead of like overreacting with like, like an outwardly approach, maybe you do it on the inside. You internalize and you just like, you just clam up and just shut down. Yeah, so it may not trigger you. You may not get that instant reaction, but maybe there are subtle signs that come up, I don't know, over time or something. Take what resonates. All right. For emotional blackout, your advice in your relationships is to speak up. What are you not saying that's eating you up inside? You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. Yeah. And you know what? With this trigger reverse, this is giving me emotional numbing. You do need to go and ground yourself so you can feel again. What is it? That Tony Braxton song, Breathe Again, is coming to mind again. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Now, with Never Enough in reverse, the card that came out to this is abundance. It says you're being asked to open to abundance, to believe that you're deserving of it, and to believe that it will flow to you. So this is the first important step towards receiving it. Breathe deeply and trust that it's on the way. So this is honestly what you're already doing. It's like, you know what, with the triggered reverse and grounding and the abundance with the never enough, it's like this is what you're already doing. Now with the healing bypass, it says you being asked to protect yourself and your energy. It's okay to want to give to others, which you do effortlessly. So maybe you try to quick fix other people or do healing bypass by giving to others or not setting healthy boundaries or keeping your boundaries too high. But anywho, maybe it's like you, instead of like shutting out the wrong people, you shut everybody out. It also says it's important to set healthy boundaries with your energy before doing so, before giving to others, and it's time to get some protection in place. So maybe it's asking you to get protection so you won't be susceptible to the energies that try to trigger you, that trigger this emotional blackout from you. So you won't have to keep trying to get these quick fixes or bypass healing or ignore the spiritual pain that's asking to be addressed if you understand what your connection is with these relationships and why you feel so connected with them. Like, why do you feel so connected to these people if they negatively trigger you? Okay. Okay. Any additional advice when it comes to my Leos dealing with these energies? You know what? Any additional advice when it comes to my Leos and these energies? Actually, no. That's probably why I wasn't shuffling correctly. Any additional advice when it comes to my Leos? Okay. Gentle release is at the bottom of the deck. Let yourself surrender to the flow of life's mysterious currents. Triggered in reverse says divine flow, let go of attachment to the outcome and let the universe bring gifts. So yeah, just go with the flow. It's like, all right, I see these people for who they are. Release. I'm hearing catch and release. Oh my gosh. My nostrils. Anywho, next one for emotional blackout says scales of balance. Seek equilibrium in love and career, harmonizing your inner scale to weigh decisions with both heart and mind. So maybe you get too emotional and your logical reaction is to shut things out. I don't know. You need to learn to get that connection. All right. Okay, so for never enough commitment, commit to this next stage in your development and there will be a promise fulfilled in some form. So yeah, don't keep knowing your worth, basically. Next we have hear what's unsaid. This is for healing bypass. Tune into the silence for truths that words cannot express. Listen deeply. Yeah, you might need to meditate. Next, we have fast progress. Move forward with swift precision and do what must be done now. So what is this? With the healing bypass and you're trying to be impatient and look for quick fixes to spiritually bypass, if you just stop and slow down and just listen to that inner voice, listen to your inner child that is just wanting to be heard and just nurtured, then you will get fast progress in the relationships that you want. Okay. Okay, so let's get into career. What issues are my Leos currently dealing with that are holding them back in their career that they currently need to address? For my Leo placements. What issues are my Leo placements currently experiencing in their career that they're currently being asked to address? All right, so in your career, overreacting actually came out, and since this was a card that was at the bottom of the deck, I can only assume that whatever issue you are dealing with in your relationships is like pouring over into your career. I don't know. But anywho, overreacting says flooded, panic, past echo. So I don't know. I'm gonna clarify that when I ask for advice. But anywho, maybe you were overreacting something in your career. Maybe you think things are worse off than what they really are. I can see like if you are shifting from an entrepreneur to 9 to 5 or from 9 to 5 to entrepreneur, if you're used to steady checks or income, like, or knowing exactly where it's coming from, shifting to trusting in the unknown, not really knowing when your next sale is coming from can be scary. But this is why you have systems in place to know exactly how to get your clients to come in. This is how, and then this is why you just test a method to make it predictable. This must be, I don't know. This is because usually I put like protective spiritual oil in my candles, but I am starting to smell something really strong, like a strong, like men's cologne or something, or like I don't know. And it's coming from here. It's not my Palo Santo. I don't know, whatever. Maybe I think my candle scented. I don't know. It's just weird. It's really strong. Anywho, but in your career, okay, because I can ramble. It says love isn't control. So it's attachment, fear, misunderstanding. Love isn't control. And this is in your career? I'm sorry, you're going to have to tell me if this resonates for you. Maybe you have an attachment or a fear of love. Maybe in your career. I don't know. I'm going to have to ask clarity for that. For unprocessed grief. That's the third one. Loss, sorrow, emotional stagnation. So something going on in your career that is unprocessed grief. Card at the bottom of the deck is needs denial, self-neglect, resentment, inner depletion. So maybe something is going on at work to where maybe you work somewhere and they love you, they shower you with emotions, but maybe they don't pay you, or the pay isn't what you want or what you need or what you deserve. And so you're just starting to spiral and starting to think like, okay, this job, this career isn't good for me. They may love me, but they're only doing it just so they can get whatever they can out of me without paying as much. And maybe something like that happened in the past, but that you never really processed from. Or maybe you're dealing with unprocessed grief from your relationships at home, and it's not working out. Or maybe the love that you're getting in your work is reminding you of a controlling love that you had in a relationship, and it is kind of scaring you, and maybe you're overreacting. I don't know. It says self-neglect, resentment, inner depletion. So you're looking at, what is it? It's a woman looking at an empty bowl, and there are roots growing from the ground to the table, and her body has roots stemming from her body into into the building or the house. And so then there are masks on the wall with a happy face and a sad face. And this woman looks miserable. So the only thing I could think of is that maybe your job is like mentally, emotionally draining you, and you're not getting your needs met. But they're like depending on you to hold things down, keep things running. And so your needs are not being met. I don't know. Maybe you should speak up. Maybe you should accept, like, hey, things aren't going well. I am not okay. Because if you don't, then you'll probably be dealing with lashing out. Okay? All right. So advice, or can you clarify this overreacting? I don't know if this is the right deck to clarify, but we're going to try. Can you clarify this overreacting? Believe. So overreacting, you're not dealing. You don't believe that you can be successful or you can get to the next level in your career. So you're being asked to fully believe in yourself and your dreams. It's time for that idea that's lived inside your heart to be brought into the world so others can benefit from it. Believe that you can bring it to life and you will do exactly that. Now, can you clarify love isn't control? Focus. Oh, you're being asked to shift your focus away from what isn't working and towards what is. Paying extra attention to where you place your focus is the first step toward creating an amazing life. Yeah. So instead of focusing on what is looking familiar to that of the past, because maybe that person or that job or career or whatever in the past were using positive aspects in a negative way. And so now you're correlating positive aspects as something negative when that's not the case. So if you start focusing on what is working and not what isn't, then you can shift your perception and therefore your reality. Okay. Now, let's figure out what this unprocessed grief is. Detached. I'm surprised this is coming out because it seemed like you were so detached in your relationship spread, which is probably why it's asking you to detach, because you're emotionally numbing in your relationships instead of fully processing it. And so, yeah, it was probably pouring over into your work. I don't know. Take what resonates. If it does resonate, please like, subscribe if you want me to continue picking up on your energy, or if you want me to pick up on your energy better. If you like the way I read, drop or jaguar. If you want to overcome these issues, say roar. Okay. I just ran. I don't know. I'm just trying to create a little community full of fun things for us to do. But anyhow, for unprocessed grief, it says you're being asked to detach from something that you've been holding on to. When we hold on too tightly to the desired outcome, it restricts the flow. Trust that the outcome will work out and let go of your attachment to it. And at the bottom of the deck, it says pivot. Sometimes when things aren't falling into place after trying, it's time to ask yourself if pivoting in some way would be a good idea so that your life can flow more easily and effortlessly. How could you pivot even just a little bit? All right. So, yeah. Oh, when it comes to detaching, a good thing to think about, instead of just focusing on the outcome and saying, is the outcome here yet? Is the outcome here yet? Is the outcome here yet? Just start looking with wonder. It's like, I wonder how this day is going to bring me closer to my outcome. And so when you look with curiosity, you are more so in the receptive mode of your intuition and healing instead of force. And going by force is not going with the flow. It's not being in the receptive mode. Okay. So let's clarify any advice when it comes to these to this career. Any advice with managing these situations? I don't know, I just had to drop my shoulders. Maybe you tense your shoulders, maybe you have upper neck pain. You clench your jaw, maybe upper back pain as well. Raise your vibe wanted to pop out, so maybe you do need to raise your vibration. Oh yeah, I'll put a link in the description box about using the emotional guidance scale to overcome negative emotions. Jesus. Okay, one last time because I think it's about done. Yeah. All right. Can you help me clarify? Jesus. All right. Lead left out. It says develop the best way to work with your clients, create programs, packages, and products that help them solve their problems. Coaching. So maybe you are a person that has like a one-to-one business. Maybe you're like I don't know, sales of some sort. I'm a personal trainer, so that's the only thing I can think of. But anywho, maybe you're supposed to lead or coach or teach or something. So maybe you're overreacting about that. Maybe that's something you're overreacting about. And you don't know how to create programs, packages, and products. Anyway, it says, hire. If you're feeling overwhelmed with a never-ending to-do list, outsource your mundane business tasks to give a virtual assistant or business tasks to a virtual assistant. Get the support. So yeah, maybe you are working too hard and doing everything. Maybe the way you are handling things at work is not conducive to you mentally or physically. And so it's just asking you to get the help that you need. Okay. Now it says conquer. You have the strength to overcome all challenges on your path to emotional and financial freedom. Keep going. Be unstoppable. I think it's important this came under love isn't control because it's something that this is something internal that you need to change your perception about. In my opinion, maybe, I don't know, get a personal reading if this is something that you're not sure about. Use your own discernment. Okay, this is a test for you. Know whether these thoughts about the person or the people in your job are true, or if you are overreacting because of something that happened in the past. Now, for unprocessed grief, it says entertain. Your brand should educate and entertain your clients, make them smile, laugh, and feel great when they interact with you and your brand. So it's kind of hard to interact with people when you have unprocessed grief, which is probably why you need to take time to outsource some help so you can get the emotional stability you need to get to the financial freedom that you want. Okay. And maybe with your unprocessed grief, you need to find a funny way to help teach your audience or clients about that. I don't know. Take it resonates. Keep in mind, this is, maybe you have a YouTube channel. Maybe you have Facebook. Maybe you write or blog. Yeah. Could be acting. You could be in music. Maybe cryptocurrency. You could be doing weight loss or fitness or something because it's a scale. Maybe you're in makeup or art. I don't know. Card at the bottom of the deck. You know what? This did try to come out, and I'm glad that it did. It says raise your vibe, raise your vibration, and attract opportunities when you love your life and enjoy each day to the fullest. And that is another reason why you should process this unprocessed grief, because it's just going to keep bubbling up until you let it clear out. Okay. And remember, there are links in the description box for blogs on emotional regulation, as well as my shadow work freebie if you need help processing this grief, doing the shadow work. I do have a stress alchemy coaching program that basically shows people how to, I don't know, alchemize stress in all areas of their life, overcome past trauma, break through limiting beliefs while getting in the best shape of their lives without sacrificing their success or family time in the process. So if you want more information about that, check out the links in the description box. Okay. That is it. Let me end it with a couple of spiritual messages. I guess I don't know how to keep quiet, so I can't keep it short. I guess I'm just going to be one of those long readers. I accept what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Ah! Jumping Jehoshaphat. Ugh. And this came out, so I'm just going to take it. Let me see if I can get two more. Oh, thanks, Spirit. You gave me two more. Oop. Ooh, okay. Let me ask Spirit. Was I supposed to take that in reverse? Ooh. Chat. Spirit said, flip that over. Okay, it says, if you find yourself stuck in a situation you are unhappy with, ask yourself, why are you still there? Is it fear of the unknown? Leaving toxic situations or people can be the best thing you could do for your soul and your spirit. So be fierce. All right. Now, this card in reverse, it said, you are doing the best and that is enough. Okay. This was in reverse. So you are not, Leo, doing the best that you can. You are not doing enough. Okay. Do not take this personally. Do not beat yourself up. Do not feel like I am calling you a bad person. This is what Spirit is wanting you to know. Okay. Any difficulties you face will not last forever. Release the thoughts and feelings that don't feel good. Focus all of your energy on love, happiness, and your hopes and dreams. Okay, so I'm getting from this, you are like suppressing emotions. Are you, Leo? You're trying to be proud, you're trying to stay strong, but being strong also is saying, hey, I am hurting right now. Okay. And it was so funny because right now, well, yesterday, I spent all day at my uncle's funeral. And I don't know, I think in the All Signs reading, I was telling Scorpio placements in the part 2. I was telling Scorpio placements how my uncle died on New Year's Eve. And so he didn't even make it to the New Year's Day. And what I learned was he was like, I'm not going to make it into the new year. I'm not going to make it into the new year. I want this and that done. So he already knew. And he was like in his 50s. So his funeral was all day yesterday. And so today I was getting ready to do your reading, and then I started to break down and cry. And then I was just like, let me just text my boss before I go into work and let them know, like, I don't think I'll have the emotional capacity to teach these classes because I know people are out and this and that. And so in my head, I was like, well, if I'm feeling well enough to do this Leo reading, then I should probably feel good enough to teach these classes. I mean, I should be able to do it. Like, I can sit in the back with this downtime and be okay. But I think that was me channeling your energy, Leo. So if you need to call time off, if you need to rest, do so and don't feel bad about it. All right. Take your time to purge out those emotions, rest, feel that balance again, and then start pouring in the feeling of happiness, hopes, and dreams. But you gotta process that grief first. Because trying to stick happiness on top of grief, like happiness is high vibrational, but it's still low. And so that unprocessed grief is just going to keep pulling down until it just stacks up, until it just keeps, no matter how much you keep trying to put the happiness on, like you're just going to have to process that stuff. Okay. So I hope this helps. Now, this last one says, what areas of your life are you avoiding? Are they causing you upset, worry, disrupted sleep? If so, these are the areas you need to focus on. As much as you don't want to, it is necessary. Tackle your demons head on. Don't allow them to rule you for a second longer. Yeah. So, just really repeating what I was saying before. Card at the bottom of the deck says, we see that you are on the brink of a breakthrough that you have patiently been waiting for, which was why the impatient came out earlier. But anywho, the situation is about to come full circle. Aww. The lessons have been learned. This is a win-win situation for you. Trust that we, which is spirit, are working behind the scenes to ensure the best outcome for you. So this is where you start putting in your faith and start saying, hey, I don't know what's happening, but I know my spirit team is working on my behalf, especially since they are quiet. Okay? Whenever they are quiet, they are fighting some battles. You don't know who is out there going against you, saying bad behind you. You don't know who. You don't know how much your doubt is holding you back. And then I say, when you just take time and progress and process that grief and just slow down and listen to that inner voice, listen to that inner child and nurture it, then you will get fast progress. Leo, please listen to me. Okay? Leo! That is not a roar. That is not a lion roar. I don't know what that is. But we're from one fellow cat to another, okay? What it is said, work with your heart and your mind. Dang nabbit! That flew. One more. Because the other one on the floor came in reverse. Okay. One that came in reverse says, I am in alignment with my highest self. Manifest thrives when I align with my desires, with my authentic self. So, Leo, you are currently not in alignment, which is why it came in reverse. If you need help getting in alignment, manifesting a miracle, there are links in the description box. Next card says, I inhale my future, exhale my past. I love it when the cards weave the entire story throughout the different decks. It says, in the cycle of life, the past informs the present and the present shapes the future. So are you using your past to inform your current situations? Or are you just ruminating? Okay. I'm sorry, but I have to remind you, this is a shadow work reading. If you are not here to heal and grow, if you're not here for deep intuitive awakening, then you are in the wrong place. I'm not here to cackle, gossip, and help you complain about your problems. I'm here to help you grow and elevate so you can be the boss, Leo, that you want to be, okay? Or you can continue being. So, row. Okay, that's a better roar. I'm working my roars, okay? Please. All right. Now, the last card says, I am a magnet for my desires. I see myself attracting the people and situations that support my desires. And so it is. And I think it's an important thing to remember. And so it is. It's like you believe it, you set that intention, you let it go, you detach. All right. If any of these things do not resonate, then I'm sorry. Maybe you should like, subscribe, comment, and I can pick up on your energy more. Card at the bottom of the deck says, I am grateful for the journey. Manifestation is a journey. When I look back and connect the dots, I will be thankful for every step. And that is so true, because honestly, the other day I was thinking about a betrayal and doing the shadow work through it. And by the end of the shadow work, I was honestly just grateful for the betrayal, because I was like, thank you, because you triggered me into healing an aspect of myself that I so desperately wanted to heal. So I don't know, hopefully this helps. Love you, Leo. All right, take care, and I will see you probably next week for a soul mirror reading, which is just going to talk about who you are right now, and then tap into your secrets or secret aspects of yourself that you aren't aware of, and yeah, we're gonna go from there. So if you have not seen the first soul mirror reading for Leos, please go to my channel and check it out. But yeah, hope this helps. Love you. Bye.